guys, I'm Red Titan, and my power is super strength. Look!
Alright, so here's the question. What happens when a childhood hobby becomes a billion-dollar business? Meet Ryan Kaji, the face of Ryan's World. A kid who just wanted to play with toys, but ended up becoming a brand. Now sure, he's got millions in the bank, but what's the cost? Let's dive into it, because trust me, this story is a wild ride.
Let's open it. Wow, you look so cool. Ooh. He's so big too.
Yeah.
Let's get you out, baby.
Or with those pirates over there, do you guys see them? We are tug-of-warring for the treasure chest. You think we can win, Ryan?
Maybe.
Yes, we are.
Honestly, I remember thinking when I was a kid that being a YouTuber would be fun. But no one told me it would mean running a full-on business by age 6.
What is this?
What'd you find?
It's not that.
Captain Ryan's Micro Mystery Ghost Chest.
So, let's go back to 2015. Ryan's just this regular 4-year-old, right? His parents start filming him unboxing toys. Just fun, innocent stuff. But somehow the internet loves it. And when I say loves it, I mean by 2018 Ryan is the highest paid YouTuber. Yup, a 4-year-old is pulling in over $22 million a year. Let that sink in for a second.
Hey Ryan, which one you want to open next?
Minions!
Minions! Okay, let's go. What did we get?
If you watch YouTube, you've undoubtedly seen his face. And if you're a parent with a kid who watches YouTube, Ryan of Ryan's Toys Review is a face you know really well. I'm sitting down with the most successful YouTuber in the world who, despite his success, is just like any other 7-year-old boy.
But the craziest part? It didn't stop there. Ryan's face starts popping up everywhere. Walmart, Nickelodeon, clothing lines, video games. By the time he's like 6, he's basically a brand. Imagine that. 6 years old and already made more money than most of us will see in a lifetime. It's honestly insane. But here's where it gets real. Yeah, Ryan's having fun on camera, but is it still just playtime for him? Or has it turned into something else? I mean, when you're making millions, is that really still about fun? Or is it just business now? You gotta wonder if Ryan even realizes how massive this all is. Man, I was out here playing with Legos at 6, but Ryan was already running a toy empire. So, here's where things get interesting. What started as a fun family YouTube thing, it's not that anymore. Ryan's World is a straight-up corporation now. We're talking production schedules, brand deals, contracts. This isn't just a kid opening toys on camera anymore. This is big business. And guess who's running the show? His parents. Yeah, they're not just mom and dad anymore. They're his managers, directors, and brand strategists. Every video? It's planned. It's scripted. It's scheduled. There's no, let's see what happens. Everything is part of this huge machine now. But here's the thing. Where does that leave Ryan? Is this still his dream, or is it now just a job? And people are starting to notice. There's a whole conversation online about whether this is actually healthy for him. Some are calling it child labor. Yeah, you heard me. Like, sure, his parents are setting him up for the future, but at what cost? Is he really enjoying this, or is he just maintaining a brand that makes millions?
Are you having fun so far? Is this fun?
Uh-huh. Today.
Yeah, that's right. Daddy forgot to pre-order it, so we just order online after release day.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine having weekly toy reviews as a job at that age? Most of us were just trying to figure out which toy to play with next. Okay, so here's where it starts to get complicated. Ryan's not 4 years old anymore.
The kids are going first. We have 3 tries. Daddy, you're going down.
The dude's growing up. He's 12 now. But here's the thing. He's still doing content aimed at kids. You ever wonder how long a kid can keep up the act of being the fun, playful child star? I mean, sure, it's working, but what happens when that just doesn't feel like him anymore? Look, we've all been there. You hit that age where what you liked at 6 is, well, kind of cringe. But Ryan's locked into this persona, and honestly, I don't know how long he can keep up the I'm just a kid playing with toys vibe. Like, the kid's gotta grow up at some point, right? And this pressure? It's real.
Congratulations, Dr. Ion. You've answered enough questions to move on to the next era.
Social media's already catching on. There's this whole wave of memes going around calling for Ryan's retirement. People are saying he's outgrown his own content. And let's be honest, it's kinda true. How long can you stay in a box designed for 6-year-olds when you're about to hit your teens? This isn't a JoJo Siwa situation. Ryan's brand is all about being the innocent kid. And trust me, when you hit middle school, that vibe is harder to maintain. It's wild because we've seen this before. JoJo Siwa had to deal with a ton of backlash when she tried to switch up her brand.
What happened to JoJo Siwa? She just posted a TikTok where she looks completely unrecognizable and people online are losing their minds.
But for Ryan, this transition could be even harder. We're talking about a kid whose entire life is wrapped up in this brand. Does he even have the option to walk away? So, here's the million-dollar question. Should Ryan evolve? I mean, he's hitting that age where being a kid star doesn't really work anymore. We're seeing it all over social media. Fans and even parents are starting to ask if it's time for him to make the jump to age-appropriate content. But what does that even look like for Ryan? Does he ditch the toys and move into something new? Now, I'm not saying Ryan needs to jump straight into mature content. No one's asking him to go from toy reviews to Call of Duty live streams overnight. But think about it. The kid is literally growing up in front of the world. The older he gets, the more pressure there is for him to break out of that kid persona. It's only natural, right? Alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Ryan's parents. They've built this massive empire around him, but at what point does family start to blur with business? I mean, they're his parents, but they're also managing this huge brand. And when those lines blur, who's really making the decisions about what's best for Ryan? Let's look at this from a business standpoint. Ryan's face is the brand, so letting him grow up could mean losing a ton of revenue. But as parents, shouldn't they be thinking about what's best for Ryan long-term? You've got to wonder, do they see him as their kid or as their most valuable asset? It's a tricky situation. We've seen examples where family-run brands navigate this well, like the GM sisters. They grew up, evolved their content, and stayed relevant. So could Ryan's family do the same? Or is Ryan too tied to the kid star brand to break free? So here we are. Ryan's at a crossroads and we're all wondering, what's next for him? I mean, the kid's got it all. Fame, money, a huge following. But is that enough? Or is he ready to step into something bigger? Because let's face it, Ryan can't stay in this toy unboxing lane forever. He's gotta evolve. But the question is, into what? The tricky part for Ryan is that his brand is so tied to his youth. And we've seen what happens when young stars don't evolve. Think about it. Viewers eventually age out and they stop watching. If Ryan doesn't start shifting gears, his fanbase might just move on. So, the big question. Will Ryan step away from the spotlight for a bit, or does he keep going but in a new direction? Either way, the world's watching, and so are his parents. Let's face it, fame at such a young age comes at a price. We've seen it time and time again with child stars. They rise fast but often struggle under the pressure of maintaining their image. Ryan may have all the money in the world, but how does that weigh against his childhood? Ryan's case is different though. He's not just an actor in movies. He's the face of a massive YouTube brand that never stops. There's no break from the cameras, no escape from the expectations. How does that affect someone who's barely even a teenager? Fame and success are tricky to navigate at any age, but for Ryan, it's a whole different ballgame. His entire world is wrapped up in his brand. His childhood, his personality, even his future. Can he ever really step away from it all? So, what's the final takeaway here? Ryan's story is incredible. He's accomplished more by the age of 12 than most of us will in a lifetime. But with that success comes a price. Fame, money, and the pressure of being the face of a brand at such a young age. That's a lot to carry. The real question isn't about how much money Ryan's made, but what happens next. Will he get the chance to just be a kid again? Or is his future so tied to Ryan's world that stepping away isn't even an option? Whatever happens, the world will be watching. And we're all hoping that in the end, he gets to choose his own path. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into your favorite internet stars. And hey, while you're here, check out our other videos. We've got a ton more stories just like this one.